A lack of government communication and coordination led to a months-long gap between the discovery of lead in the water at some Yellowknife schools. That's the broad finding of an investigation into how the government of the Northwest Territories dealt with the situation. It laid out a long timeline, starting with a need to test for lead in schools in both 2018 and then again in January of 2024, and ending with parents being notified about high lead levels in May of 2025, months after the first test results were received. Today, we heard from multiple officials about that record and that report. Let's first take a look, though, at the groups involved in this story. There are a lot of them. They're all in the NWT. So we have the Department of Education, Culture and Employment, the Department of Infrastructure, the Office of the Chief Public Health Office, Yellowknife Catholic Schools, and Yellowknife Education Division number 1. So those are the groups involved. And we heard from representatives of most of those groups today. The CBC's Jocelyn Chappell was there. She joins us now live with more. So Jocelyn, what did they say?
Yeah, Megan, the briefing addressed where things went wrong with the school water testing. It included things like there not being a formal written project plan, and the investigation found this to be a major issue. For example, if they found high levels of lead in the school, they were going to wait until those results were confirmed to make decisions. There was also issues with communication between officials and with the public. The Office of the Chief Public Health Officer had to ask to be included in things like test results in order to receive that information. Now, government and health officials are working to change this. One way they are doing that is by making report findings public. They say it's all in an effort to rebuild trust.
I'm a parent of a student in William McDonald. I can understand and acknowledge the concern from parents there and in other schools about how this was handled, and we're making all efforts to ensure that that doesn't happen again.
So what happens next, Jocelyn?
Yeah, Megan. For people concerned about lead exposure, blood testing is available. As of July 7th, 80 appointments have been booked. Now, for school water, the GNWT is developing protocols. This includes routine school water testing. The school with the highest lead levels is Ecole William McDonald Middle School. Where exactly it's coming from is still unclear. The next step the government is looking to take is looking at building drawings and at on-site plumbing conditions. The government says a steering committee is already being developed so that issues around miscommunication don't happen again, and that more details will be shared as all these action items begin to roll out.
Okay, thank you, Jocelyn. That is the CBC's Jocelyn Chappell reporting live. Now, the report also made recommendations about what should be done differently in the future. Let's go over all 6 of them right now. The GNWT needs to develop a coordinated approach for lead testing in the water of all NWT schools. The Office of the Chief Public Health Officer should do a presentation explaining health issues related to lead in drinking water for all organizations involved in this situation. Anytime there's a potential problem that could affect people's health in schools or daycares, the issue should be flagged and brought to management. The Department of Education, Culture and Employment should clarify roles and responsibilities within the 2 school boards when it comes to operations and maintenance, including for water testings. Any outstanding tests or retests that need to be done should happen this fall with guidance from the Office of the Chief Public Health Officer. And that office, as well as the Department of Education, Culture and Employment, should meet to figure out how to best test water in the future and pass those results on to everyone involved in this situation. The GNWT says it's reviewed these recommendations and is taking action. Officials say some are complete, while others will be addressed in the future. Shortly after this report was made public, Caitlin Cleveland, the Minister for Education, Culture and Employment, issued a statement that reads in part, "The investigation confirms that warning signs were missed, key test results weren't escalated quickly enough, and communication between departments and with the public was inconsistent. These are serious systemic failures that affected both safety and trust. That is not acceptable. I take full responsibility for ensuring we fix it. We can't undo what happened, but we can take responsibility, learn from it, and make sure it doesn't happen again.